Good morning, everyone. This is Al coming to you from Kindred Souls of Brooklyn, and I'm glad you found my channel because today, folks, we're going to do a really exciting video on what I think to be the best sandwich shop, hot sandwich shop in all of Brooklyn. Yeah, I'm talking about the one and only DEFONTE'S on Columbia Street in Red Hook. So stand by for a really cool video on the best hot sandwich shop in all of Brooklyn and maybe the world. Who knows? So right off the bat, I just want to say stick around toward the end of the video. I was up in Brooklyn in March, and I did get some footage of DEFONTE'S. It wasn't a lot of footage, but I did get some cool pictures, so stick around toward the end. I'll put a little music toward it. So just wanted to tell you that. And folks, let me tell you, DEFONTE'S is the all-time, to me, best sandwich shop, hot sandwich shop in all the world, especially my favorite sandwich in the world, eggs, potatoes, and mozzarella. This was a sandwich that was developed back in the Depression, as my dad would tell me. And basically the eggs, potatoes, mozzarella was exactly what it sounded like. It was a hero sandwich, which everyone knows the New York bread is the best in the world. And there was potatoes on it, and there was egg on it, and there was cheese on it. So you pretty much put whatever cheese, and it was essentially, it was a rock solid sandwich that if you were working, doing physical work, like working on the docks or something like that, it would keep you satisfied all day long till dinner time. Speaking of docks, the docks are a key thing when you talk about DEFONTE'S because the original owner of DEFONTE'S, the family still owns DEFONTE'S. In fact, the grandchildren are running it today. Nick DeFonte was a dock worker, and he bought the store for $100 back in 1922. So if you think about it, this place has been in business for 98 years. And when he bought the shop, of course, he was still working on the docks, and what he would do is he would put his work in on the docks, and then his family would help him out over there. Then he'd come back over at night, and he'd put in extra long hours. And as the years went on, it became more lucrative, and he was able to stop working at the docks and just do the sandwich shop. What's so amazing, folks, about the sandwich shop is that it is true Brooklyn. When you think about going into a Brooklyn deli, this is it. I mean, you have the handwritten things on the wall, you have the pictures of the celebrities up on the wall, you have local people working in there, and it's the kind of place where you kind of have to know what you want, because not that they're rude in there by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a typical Brooklyn place. It's fast-paced. They want you to know what you want to order. And you know, another thing that I really love about the place is that all the food is right in front of you. So in other words, it isn't like going into like some restaurants where you could walk in there and it looks clean up in the front, but you really don't know what's going on in the back. With DEFONTE'S, you have everything right out in front of you in trays, and I'll show you a picture of this. So you could walk in there and really not know what you want, but you could say, wow, the meatballs look really great today. I mean, the eggs, potatoes, and mozzarella, getting back to that, to me, that always looks great, because it's you know, people would say, well, what's so hard about cooking eggs? Well, eggs aren't hard to cook, but the way DEFONTE'S cooks it is amazing, because the eggs aren't dry, they're not runny, they're just perfectly right. And they put the right amount of cheese on there, and the right amount of you could put pepper on it, and you have the right amount of potatoes on it. And I'm a big ketchup person, so I want to put ketchup on it. But you know, when you look at this particular sandwich, you would think it was really heavy, but it's not. It's light, and but it does fill you up. So one of those sandwiches is just out of this world. If I was standing at Heaven's Gate and St. Peter said, I'm going to walk through the gate in 10 minutes and I could eat one sandwich and then go into heaven, that would be the sandwich that I would have. Hands down, absolutely, positively. Another thing about DEFONTE'S, which is true for any really good restaurant or deli, is that a big shout out to my brother-in-law, Kevin Dowler, who's a retired court officer, who actually was the first person to bring me to DEFONTE'S. DEFONTE'S is in Red Hook, Brooklyn, which, if you're not familiar with the geography, it's pretty much right across the pond from the Freedom Tower, or where the World Trade Center used to be, or where South Street Seaport is. So it's basically Lower Manhattan. So you figure if you were in a boat, you know, regular little boat, speedboat, whatever, it would take you like 10 minutes maybe to get from one side to the other. People have actually swam it, so it's not that far at all to go into Red Hook. It's kind of very close to the courts, hence where my brother-in-law used to work, a court officer. But what I was going to say was that, like all good delis, like all good restaurants, if you go to a place and you see lots of police cars, or you see fire engines, I mean, yeah, it could be on fire, or they could be getting robbed, true. But truthfully, if you see city workers, you know, piled up, and city workers outside of a place, it's also true for Spumoni Gardens in Brooklyn. you know right off the bat, I don't care if it's California, if it's New Jersey, you know right off the bat, if the locals are eating in there, you know it's a really fantastic place. And this is what you get in DeFonte'S. You get cops in there, you got firemen going through there. It's also known for some famous residents too. Probably one of the most famous residents that you know who actually goes into DeFonte'S is actually a guy who used to play for the New York Knicks, who currently plays for the San Antonio Spurs, and that's Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony actually grew up in the projects in Red Hook, and he's a frequent person who goes to DeFonte'S, and actually lost a lot of weight of late, so I guess he's not been hitting it lately, but if he comes back to the Knicks like they're talking about, he's got to be careful. He's got to do some running, run all around Red Hook after eating DeFonte'S. Like I was saying, folks, when you go into DeFonte'S, it's actually run by the grandsons and the family. So this has been in the family now for 98 years, and like I said, it's really clean in there. You know, you could go in there. I love the sandwiches in there. They've got a sandwich actually called the Vinnie Barbarino, and it's the peppers and sausage. And I'll pop a picture up of Vinnie Barbarino. You know, everyone knows Vinnie from Welcome Back, Kotter. That was like one of my favorite shows of all time. They've got a sandwich called the Dino. That's the meatballs. All these different hot sandwiches. Now, you could go in there and obviously order a ham sandwich, or you could order bologna or turkey. And there's nothing wrong with those sandwiches, but when you go to DeFonte'S, in my opinion, you have to go for the hot sandwiches, because the cold sandwiches are good. I mean, they're regular, but the hot sandwiches are what stands out. And when you go in there and you're hungry and you want something delectable, that's what you want to get, because you know, you look at those meatballs, you look at the chicken parmesan, the eggplant, it's just all amazing. And you throw that on top of the New York bread, you have a natural automatic hit. And when you go in there, you'll see it's a lot of regulars going in there. Again, a lot of the city workers. You've had a lot of celebrities going there, like I told you. Different TV shows have been in there. Really, really popular place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up the hours up here for you so you can see when it's open. They also opened up a store in Staten Island as well, so I'll put that up there as well. It's also very popular during like Super Bowl and you know, the World Series, things like that. People go over there, but it's a very down-home place, folks. It's the kind of place where you go in there and they're going to remember your name. You know, you have the owner actually in there working. You could go out and talk to him. He interacts with all the people in the neighborhood. They live close by, I believe. So it's a family that's very tied to the community. I think they sponsor different ball teams and stuff like that. So it's a community-based store and deli, and it's a kind of place that you want to go to. And if you really want to see the heart and soul of Brooklyn, if you're coming from some other place, then this is definitely one of the places you want to go to, because it is just so real. Like I told you, you go in there and you hear the nice Brooklyn accent, and you see the New York bread, and things are kind of fast-paced. And you just see very regular people, you know, going in there. You see, you know, obviously everybody's going in there, but it's just a very nice place to go into. You kind of feel very warm to it right away. So, folks, as promised, now I'm going to put up some of that footage for you of DeFonte'S, and hope you enjoy it. I'll put it to some interesting music, and then I'll come back and talk to you a little bit more. You're really feeling daring, going to DeFonte'S, you could get the Giuseppe special. It's eggplant parm on top of meatball parm. It is the ultimate heavy belly bomber sandwich that is just totally amazing. So if you're hungry, go there and enjoy that. It's great for a food challenge. Because, folks, it's wonderful. Because, you know, in this place, this is not a fancy schmancy place. This is not a restaurant. There's no tables. There's no waiters. This is real, real Brooklyn. So do yourself a favor. Go down to Red Hook. Parking is not that hard down there. It's not easy, but it's not that hard. You get beautiful views of Manhattan, and you'll be able to say you've been to the best hot sandwich shop in the entire world. Seriously, no doubt. Tell them Al sent you. Folks, as always, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Without you, the channel wouldn't be possible. And I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in, guys and girls, everybody around the world, around Brooklyn, around everywhere. Because every time you folks watch a video on my channel, the proceeds go to suicide prevention. My wife and I have started a foundation for my son. It's called the Waffles Foundation. Sadly, we lost him in August of 2019. The Waffles Foundation, we are soon receiving our 501c3. We are currently an up and running business operation. You can visit our website on www.wafflesfoundation.org. We're giving out musical instruments. In fact, yesterday we gave out our first musical instrument, which was a Baldwin organ, piano type thing. So we're making a lot of good. We just want to hold up Matt's legacy and try to put a dent in suicide. You could donate if you like. We're a legitimate business. Like I said, we haven't gotten the 501c3 yet. That should be on the way. It's a little delayed with the COVID situation. You can visit us and like us on the Waffles Foundation page on Facebook. So folks, until next time, take care. This is Al signing off, and I'll see you real soon, hopefully at DeFonte'S. Maybe with Carmelo Anthony, who knows. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.